The 180-degree rule is where cinematography guidelines show that left-right relationship between the two characters that shouldn't be broken, otherwise it would look non-professional. If the camera crosses the line, then the shot becomes a reverse angle. The 30-degree rule is where each camera transition should be at least 30 degrees angle. If this is less than 30 degrees angle, then the transitions in the different shots will look jumpy and it will look like they have turned from one angle to another in a split second. This would be breaking the 30-degree rule. Match on action is where they switch camera positions to get different angles on the scenes, and where they match up the characters' movements in each transition. This is important so that the clips do not look very jumpy and so that they match up. Dissolves is where you can change the time or location, where the time needs to be slowed down or sped up. This also used when there is an emotional component to the subject in the story, and can also be used when there is a strong visual relationship between the images. A wipe is similar to a fade in or out, but these are used to suggest the beginning of a new part or chapter of a film, TV show, or video. A wipe is where one shot replaces another by travelling from one side of the frame to another or with special shape. A match cut is where you match two elements of different shot types together, showing a relationship between them. An example of this would be in a duel. A shot can go from a long shot on both contestants, then cuts to a close-up of one shot. The two major styles of alternate editing is montage. This is where unconnected shots are spliced together to create a scene or a film. Montage is also used to create a further symbolic meaning. The new wave is where the continuity editing is basically irrelevant because the rules are broken. This is to create visual editing. One additional style is superimposition. This works like dissolves, where it shows two images at once, which are often in layers, one on top of the other. They also suggest the connection between the two images. An example of this would be True Detective. The next style is split screen. This is used in a lot of cases and can be used in montages to show two scenes at the same time. This allows the viewers to see different perspectives on two events unfold. An example of this would be 500 Days of Summer. Another style is temporal effect. This is where you can speed up time, slow it down, or use both at the same time depending on the scene. Speeding up the scene can show what is happening in a long period of time quickly. Slowing down the scene can exaggerate certain moments to make them more effective. They can both be used together to create a great dramatic effect. This is called speed ramping. Benny Hill is a good example of temporal effects. Freeze frames make the audience look at one shot in particular. This can freeze action at important moments. These are very good to narrate it. This focuses on a single motionless image from a film or videotape. An example of freeze frames would be Cheats of Fire. The next technique is no or limited cutting to close-ups. This forces the audience to watch a scene. Watching these scenes can be very uncomfortable and can make the audience feel claustrophobic. Hunger, the film, is a good example for this. The last technique is visual effects. This is often used to create a certain style or highlight key information for the audience. This is used when it's not made to be seen as a part of the film. A good example of visual effects would be the film Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.